Foldables have come a long way, and the heavy hitters are the Samsung Z Fold 6, OnePlus Open, and the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. And I'm putting these three together in a head-to-head real-world test. You don't want to miss this. Now, which one of these foldables deserve your money? That's the question we're going to try and answer, and I'm going to cover all of them in 10 basic areas that affect our daily use of these phones. We're going to cover from screen display, hinge design and durability, performance and multitasking, camera versatility and the quality they put out. We'll also get into battery life, charging speeds, software optimization for the foldables, value for the price, and lastly, the best user fit amongst these three. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, and when shooting this, I found that it was. So I'm going to split this video into two different parts. So today is part one. Let's get started. So we're going to start talking about display quality and crease visibility. As you can see, all three of them, they got the front screen, which of course is a beautiful screen, and when it's closed and you operate it, there's not a whole lot of difference between the three of them, with the exception of the Samsung being a little more narrow than the other two. And we'll talk usability on that in another part of this video. So starting with the Z Fold 5, I'm going to go ahead and show you how quickly it turns on with this fingerprint scan. There you go. You just press it. There's the screen. That's pretty quick. Now let's look at the OnePlus Open. Very similar. You hold the button and there it is. It's just on instantly. That was actually quicker than the Z Fold 6 in my view. And then there's the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Go ahead, lift it up, and there you go. Instantly, it's on. All three work very similar, very quick. The fingerprint scanner on the side is very handy and is a really good position for turning it on with your index finger once you pick it up. Now, all three screens have really good brightness for outdoors. They're all really right up there in the same ballpark. I'll go ahead and list them here on the side. So outside use is very good on any of these foldables. You'll get to see a sample of that later in the video when I do some outdoor photos. So just looking at this top-down view, you can see, of course, you have a lot more screen real estate on both Pixel 9 Pro Fold and the OnePlus Open. They are both 6.3-inch screens. Now, here's the mind-boggling thing. So is the Z Fold 6. It's also a 6.3-inch screen, but as you can see here, it's because the corners are just as far apart. Because these screens round off the corner, these go further out, so they get away with calling it a 6.3-inch screen. Although, as you can see, there's not the same amount of real estate when using these phones. So you can see this top down, all three screens are beautiful. They all display rich colors, great bright highlights, and color accuracy from what I can tell with my eyes, which is really all that matters, right? What it looks like to you. Now, all three of these phones, of course, their inner display is just as much dynamic as the outside. Very colorful, as you can see here. And when you open them all up, you get the same screen or same position you happen to be on the outside screen just appears on the inside. Since I'm at the home here, we're getting a good view of the home screen on each of them. And if you looky there, we've got the same height, put right side by side here. They all look pretty much the same height on them. The Z Fold being right next to the OnePlus Open. It doesn't look any taller really when you look at it. And you move over to the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, it's about the same too. So you've got all three looking about the same height here, side by side on the internal screen. The difference again is going to be the diagonal on three. You got the Z Fold 6, which is the actual 7.6-inch screen. On the OnePlus Open, it's a 7.82-inch screen. And then on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, it's an 8-inch screen. So the way I have them laid out here, from least to most as far as real estate for that internal screen. Now I've got to say the internal screen, the color, the beauty on all three are extremely impressive. And at this straight on angle view, you cannot see a crease if you notice. So let's take a look at the Z Fold 6 and see if we can see that crease. Can you see it in the screen? Yeah, you can see it pretty good. I don't know if you can see it from the front view, but there's the crease in the Z Fold 6. You can see it right there. Come on, straighten out. Now on the OnePlus Open, let's go ahead and see if we can find that crease. Looking at it here, can you see? Oh, there it was. You could barely see it. I don't know if you can see it in the front camera. On the overhead camera, you could barely see it, make it out. It's a little more difficult to see, as you could tell. Let's go ahead now and look at the Pixel 9 Pro. If you take a look at it, see here, angle it, different angles. You can see it in the overhead right away. Can you see it in the front view? It's difficult to tell. We'll have to play that back and see. But I think the point has been made on all three. On the OnePlus Open, you don't see that crease right away like you do on the other two. So that is very interesting to me. The oldest phone here has the least amount of crease. Now let's take another quick look at them and look at the bezel. You can see there's a lot less bezel on the Z Fold 6 than the other two. A little more bezel on the OnePlus Open, and then the most bezel is found on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Then of course we've got to mention that the Z Fold, the camera is kind of hidden a little more. I can see it at this angle. Let's see if you can see it at an angle from the camera up there. I'm not sure if you can see it here, but I can see the camera there and above. You can see it just barely poking through, but it does hide better than the other two. And if you play a video, it's even more so. I need to do one more thing with all three of these, and that's turn them sideways, because someone's going to say, hey, but what if you turn them, turn the phones? Then how is the difference? How do they look? Well, when you turn all three, there's where you see the huge difference. You've got the Z Fold being the narrowest, and of course, then the OnePlus Open, and then Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Now, does that really make a difference when watching content on all three? Not really, because when you play a video, it's in the center and you got black bars on both. Let me go ahead and open up a video and you can see all three displays. So as you can see here, I got all three lined up. It's kind of hard to adjust the brightness. I try to get them all around the same without any kind of meters or anything. It's the best I could do. So the important thing is here to see they're all pretty much the exact same size. You've got bars on the top and the bottom on all three. Of course, there's more bars on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold because it's a larger phone. And same with the OnePlus Open. It is larger than the Z Fold. So if you'd rather have the least amount of bars, there you go. The Z Fold is doing really well. And as you can tell, the hole punch cameras, they're not in the screen. They're out of the way. Now, if you go full screen, let's see if I can tap this to go full screen. Nope. You got to just pinch to zoom, pinch it out, go full screen on all of them. There we go. Full screen on all of them. And now you can see the punch hole down here in the bottom, but not over here in the Z Fold 6. There is no hole punch. So that's kind of nice, the way they hide it on us. I don't even know that I can pick it out. Where would it be located? They do a really good job hiding it. So switching back to the regular mode here, I just pinching them all right back down to the original. So one thing I want to point out real quick is the bars on this. You can see on the OnePlus Open, it's a darker, more true black. I really like that. Versus the Samsung, it's a little bit lighter color and then even more light on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. And if you think it's a reflection that you're getting, no, it's just the way it is. See here, if I shade it out, it's still lighter than the other two. But of course, when you focus on the video itself, you don't even really notice the black bars. So I would say the display quality on all three is really good, but I'd have to give the premium blacks to the OnePlus Open. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the hinge on all these. They're all pretty much basically the same. As we know, the Z Fold had the longest history of having a large gap in between, but they fixed that now. As you can see here, no gap on this phone. And the way it feels, it's very solid. It's very tight here in the beginning. It's tight all the way through and even to the end. It's just very solid feeling, and there's no spring action. Now there's a little bit difference when we go into the OnePlus Open. When you pick it up, watch this. It's also nice and solid. It feels stiff, and there is no gap on this one either, as you can see here. And out of the three of them, I'd say because there's a space here, I guess the trim there lifts it up there, adding a gap right here for you to grab anyway. It's the easiest one to open, and it actually springs open all the way. And same with closing. It's kind of springs close. And we'll show you that here in just a moment. And then the Pixel 9 Pro. The Pixel 9 Pro feels really stiff, solid all the way. No spring action there. And again, the gap is gone. There's no gap. And it feels nice and solid all the way opening. Now, what I wanted to show you here on these three is let's open this up like so. We'll open each of them up, and hopefully you'll be able to see this on screen to where they'll hold. Let's see. See, that one won't hold there. I got to go a little further. So let's go ahead and open them up all about the same and do the same thing here with the Z Fold. There we go. Now watch as I begin to close each of them. We'll start with the Z Fold. It goes down. It's tight, stays tight the whole way, nice and stiff all the way to the end, and then closes. Same with the Pixel 9 Pro. Goes down all the way. Look at that. You can see it, and then finally closes. But the OnePlus Open is a little bit different. It springs. Watch. It'll only go that far, and then it springs closed. What that stiffness of the hinge really means, I really don't know, other than it does feel a little more sturdy on the two phones, being the Samsung and the Pixel, because they do not spring shut, versus the OnePlus Open being a little bit looser feel. So the thinnest of the three being the Pixel, and then you have the Samsung, and then lastly the OnePlus. And the odd thing is, the Pixel being the thinnest is the heaviest out of the three. But of course, as we saw earlier, there's a lot more material because it is a bigger phone. And when we're talking grams, that's not a whole lot. So durability on the three hinges,
I think they're all pretty much even match. Now, all three phones are slick to handle. And for that reason, I recommend putting a case on all of them, which is something I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to leave the cases on for the remainder of the testing. What I really enjoy having is these cases that actually will stand up the phone by themselves, which is, I just find a really nice feature. The ones that have the most cases are the Samsung and the Pixel. For some reason, the OnePlus doesn't have much available. So when it comes to a case with a stand, you have to get a Kickstand one, which is okay, just not my preference between them, because with the kickstands on the case itself, it's actually something you can adjust and set how much lean you want on the device. Now the favorite among the three here for me is this one with the Pixel, because it actually does have a cover for the hinge as well, which is kind of nice. And it just feels real solid. And let me open that up. And then you've got the kickstand as well, which is really nice. So when you want to take some time and just consume some video or entertainment, you can just stand them up like this. I'll put links to all these cases down in the description below.
That's it for this video. Now don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest of this head-to-head battle. Of course, while you're down there, don't forget to smash that like button, because it really does help out the channel. And leave a comment. What would you like to see? Because it's not too late for me to add stuff to the video. And don't forget to check us out on all the social medias. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, God bless.